Welcome guys, my name's Carrie-Anne and today's video is of Dragons vs Kittens, which I am doing for Draw with Jazza's challenge of the month. I will put a link in the description to his channel. So here I had a few ideas and I wanted to do a baby dragon and a baby kitten fighting in a cave. And I decided to do this with the dragon taking a ball of string from the kitten, which the kitten was playing with, and then entered into the dragon's cave. I'm having to do this one a little different because I sketched it out in my sketchbook, which was A4, and I wanted to do it on A3 paper, but then realised that I'd done the dragon and the kitten too big to fit on the A3 paper with the background that I wanted. So instead of tracing it like I usually do from my sketchbook, I just redrew it straight onto my A3 paper, which is what I'm doing here. And as you saw to begin with, I re-sketched it a few times trying to get the sizing right. I didn't too small to begin with, and then I'm happy with the size that I've done here. And again, I'm doing exactly the same thing with the kitten. I'm re-sketching it, and I'm sorry the bottom half of the kitten's out of focus, out of frame. I don't have a lot of room and my camera wasn't quite up high enough to fit the whole thing in, so I do apologise for some of it being out of frame. So I'm just sketching it all out using my normal mechanical pencil that I always use, and then I will ink straight onto the paper and then rub all my pencil lines out. This one I'm doing slightly different in that I'm using a lot of different mediums. So I'm using charcoal pencils, watercolours, watercolour pencils, my usual marker pens, and some coloured pastels, which you'll see where I use those a bit later on. So here, I'm just inking out around my lines for the kitten, and the only part that I do ink are the dragon and the kitten. Everything else has no ink into it, and I wanted to do that for the dragon and the kitten so they popped off the page, especially as my background's going to be quite dark. As it's a cave, the background's basically black, and at some point, I spend a lot of time doing these rocks. Overall, this whole picture took me 6 hours to do, so the footage, if I'd left it all in, would have been very, very long. And I kind of forgot to hit record on certain bits, so I've got some of the rock missing, basically, and then other bits I've sped up quite a lot, more than I would usually, but like, if I didn't, this video would be over 20 minutes long, and to me that's just too long for a video. So I've sped up certain bits, like me colouring in the backgrounds here and the rocks. I've sped up quite a bit more than I would usually, but I don't want you getting bored, so I apologise, but it was the only way that I could think to keep the video short and you guys interested, and so you didn't get too bored with the process. So all I'm using here to do this background is watercolours. They're very, very, very cheap watercolours, because they're actually my daughter's. My set don't actually have a black, and I wanted black, but as you can see, it actually turned out grey anyway, so I end up going over it later with some watercolour pencils that I have. Here I'm using my charcoal pencil to shading the rocks, the walls of the cave, more than they're made of rocks. So I'm just doing the outlines with the charcoal pencil, and then using, I think they're called tortillas. It's basically a rolled up piece of paper to smudge the charcoal pencil to get the shading that I want and that I like. And I have a bit of a mare with this, because on one side it's really, really nice and I'm really happy with how it turns out. The other side turns out a lot darker, and I don't like that. It's not symmetrical in shading, so it's really, really irritating. But, go with the flow. It turns out okay in the end, I think. So yeah. So like I said, this piece is bigger than my usual piece. It's A3, and I'm doing it for Draw with Jazza challenge of the month, which was Dragons versus Kittens. It's the second one that I've entered, and I'm really happy with the overall look of this one. We'll see what the outcome is, but I enter it for the fun of it, not for anything else. You know, I'd never expect to win because, to be honest, there are some fantastic artists out there who enter, and you know, we'll see. Who knows? It's just fun to do it, and it gives me a challenge, and it gives me a theme to work on for once a month, and it gives me some content for my videos. So yeah, I'm happy with it, and it was a bit difficult, and I had quite a few ideas going on to what I wanted to do. I had sort of like a massive, great big fighting scene between dragons and kittens that looked epic, but I wanted to do it on the PC, and my tablet stopped working with my PC because, well, with my laptop, because my laptop's so old, and the PC I use to record, to do all the video editing and the voiceovers and everything, is actually my daughter's, so I have limited time on it, and you know, she's kind enough to let me use it. So I bought her a fancy dancy brand new spanking computer for her birthday, and I have the mega old laptop that no longer works, that my tablet no longer works with, and to be honest, it wouldn't even work with her computer because my tablet it's just so old, it's out of date. So I'm saving up, hopefully, fingers crossed, in the future to get myself a new one, so I'm able to do some more digital art, because I miss doing my digital art. But yeah, I did what I wanted to do, I wasn't confident enough to do on paper. So, and I don't know why, but that yellow looks luminous. It shouldn't be, but it does. Anyway, so yeah, so I decided to go for my cutesy look with the baby dragon and the baby kitten, because that's what I'm comfortable with. I like cutesy things. The epic side of things, like if I wanted to do a big fighting scene like I wanted to do, I would have done it digitally, because it would have been faster and easier. I think, for me personally anyway, it would have been quicker and easier than trying to do it on with pen and paper. I would have struggled. So yeah, so like I said, I've gone down the cutesy baby route. Well, it would have been baby route for the kitten anyway, but I wanted him to have a play friend, which was the baby dragon, who's not playing nice. He's taken the kitten's ball of string away, and the kitten's quite cross about that, as you can see. He's like, give me my ball, I want my string, I was happily playing and you've taken it. So yeah, that was my view on it. That's how I felt when I was drawing this out and coming up with the idea. So I think I've pulled it off. I think the kitten looks very angry, and I think the dragon looks very mischievous, as to say, haha, I've got your ball, what are you going to do, because I can fly and you can't. So, yeah. So sorry. So here I'm using my black watercolour pencil just to darken the background up, because I wasn't happy with it. It wasn't dark enough, so I've just gone back over it all, just to get that really darkness, because I wanted the background to really be dark, so the dragon and the kitten really popped from the page, because they're going to be very, very bright in contrast to everything else. So yeah, and here I'm just colouring in the oh no, I'm colouring in the dragon. I thought I was going to colour the torches for some reason. So I did this blue to begin with, thinking I'll go for a baby blue, and I thought actually it's just not dark enough, so I decided to go over it again with a slightly darker blue. So it really, really popped off the page, which is what I wanted. And then I'm just going over it a couple of times to get a nice colour and doing some shading. Excuse me, sorry. And then I'm doing some little spots with the darkest colour. And here I'm trying to get the glow from the torches on the side of the walls onto the dragon and onto the kitten later on. So I'm just going over it on the very outer edges with my yellow pastel and trying to make it as bright as possible, so it looks like you're getting the light off the torch, so you're getting the reflection basically, because you've got it in front and behind, you're getting that shine on both sides. It's not just one or the other, which I had to remember to do, because that kind of thing I tend to forget about, but I actually remembered in this one. So here I'm just colouring in the torches and putting some little ember flicks coming off the torch, think that's what they're called, and just colouring in the posts that hold them all up. And here I'm colouring the kitten, which is like a grey tabby, which that's what I was going for. Kind of looks like it, roughly. I don't know. I like it. I think it's kind of cute. So, and I didn't want the tabby bit to be like full in your face, but just wanted the hint of it. And I think I've pulled that off quite well. And then some pink ears. And then I decided to do proper cat's eyes for him. So, and I wanted him to have green eyes. And I think it works. And again, I'm just going over doing the highlights from the flames. Kind of missed it on that side of the face. Oh no, I haven't. I have done it. And he's got a little bell on his collar, so his owners know where he is. And here I'm going in with a grey watercolour pencil, and then I kind of realised that I actually did it with my charcoal pencil. Whoops. So I then have to go back over it again and with my grey pencil. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you like what you see. Thank you.